Hey, it's Paul with RackAttack.com, here to present the Kuat Transfer V2 platform hitch mount bicycle carrier. And this is the box that it's actually shipped in, so you can see the form factor. It does come unassembled. However, a full assortment of the necessary tools for assembly are all included, as well as a security cable and bag to store that in if you like, auxiliary Velcro straps, and the full instruction illustrated manual. And we'll go over these parts in detail in a moment. But here we have the fully assembled, installed Kuat Transfer V2 on this vehicle. This vehicle is equipped with a 2-inch receiver hitch. We'll go ahead and remove it from the vehicle so you can see how it's attached. And to do that, I'll just go ahead and bring it into the vertical position and pull it off. I didn't have it pinned in or anything at that point. Okay, so this rack is offered in two versions. This version is the very versatile 1.25" with a 2-inch adapter, so it can work on two different hitch sizes. It's also available in a dedicated 2-inch receiver version where this only fits into a 2-inch receiver. Now the advantages, each has its advantages. This version can accommodate bicycles weighing up to 40 pounds each, whereas the 2-inch dedicated version can accommodate heavier bikes up to 60 pounds each. Also, the 2-inch version can be installed onto RVs with a dedicated 2-inch hitch that's chassis mounted. Okay, so what you're seeing here as far as the mechanism, we have a silver wedge and a ball bearing, and that presses against the corner of the receiver hitch, providing a very effective anti-wobble. Let's go ahead and demonstrate that. We'll put it back in place where it was by inserting it partially into the receiver. And now what I'll do is I'll take the included hitch pin and I'll insert that into the hitch pin hole, and I'll be using that as a feeler so I don't have to look to try to find the hole in the stinger of the rack. I just use this pin to find that. And then I'll go ahead and pull back on it and also provide it as a safety clip for the end of the hitch pin, and I'll snap that into place. Now here we have the means of tightening that ball bearing into the corner of the receiver. And so here we have provided a tool. This is a hollow point hex. There's a hollow point on either end. So I'll go ahead and use the long end to take out the majority of the slack. And you notice the wobble there, and I kind of jiggle it so that that ball bearing can find the corner of the receiver. And then I'll switch it to the long end and pull out the rest of the slack to give a good tight fit into the receiver. And now you see we have a very sturdy connected rack onto the hitch. And at the same time, we have a good theft deterrent. So let me go ahead and bring the rack down into the carrying position and just press that foot pedal there, and then it snaps into that position. Overall, the construction of this rack is a durable tubular steel with a durable powder coat finish. I'll go ahead and move the rack into the loading position. So let me go ahead and extend out the hold down hook for the front wheel and open up the rear cradle. And let me grab a bike to load. So this rack can accommodate a wide range of bike wheel sizes, anywhere from an 18-inch size wheel to a 29-inch wheel, and anywhere from a narrow road bike tire all the way up to a 5-inch fat tire bike tire. Let me go ahead and bring the hook up to secure the front wheel in place. Here we have a nice rubberized hook to grip onto your front tire. You want to position this hook as close to the first point of contact as you can without actually touching, and then give a good firm click to hold that, and you can see it's very stable in that position. Now the rear wheel tray here pivots, and it pivots so that it can accommodate a wide range of wheelbase length. So this rack can accommodate bicycles with wheelbases as long as 50 inches. I'll go ahead and pull out the slack on that strap, and there we have the rack ready for transport. So another feature of this rack is that you do have an access position to where I can again reach underneath and tilt the rack down, and then let's see how we can access the back of the vehicle. So access is all determined by how close okay, so there you see it did touch. However, if your hitch is inset or extends out a little bit more, or if the arc motion of the hitch is different, you may have better success with full clearance. Okay, so now I'm going to lift and the rack engages back into the carrying position. Next, I'll show the security that is provided. So here is a cable that's provided with the rack to make it very convenient to lock up the bike. And so I'll go ahead and just demonstrate a method here. It's a long enough cable to accommodate all the bikes by running through the frame, running the lock end through the loop, and then at the back of the rack you have a spring-loaded lock mechanism where you engage. The rack comes with 2 keys as well as a handy bottle opener. So to release it, you just use the key, and then that will allow you to release. So one of the great benefits of having a dedicated cable like this is the convenience of it being available and part of the rack, so it's more likely that you'll use it when it's that convenient. Okay, and then back over here, earlier we mentioned that we have these additional Velcro straps. So those are used for certain situations. Let me demonstrate here on this front wheel cradle. So if you have one of the larger wheel sizes, the fat tire bike as we mentioned, this is something that Kuat suggests that you use, recommends that you use in order to provide additional stability. You can see here, you've got this indention, and that's where it should be positioned. Also, they recommend using it for the heavier bikes. So if you are carrying heavier 60-pound bikes, this will provide additional stability for those bikes. Okay, so those are all the key features of the Kuat Transfer V2 platform hitch-mounted rack. This product, along with the full line of Kuat products, are available at rackattack.com. Please see the link in the video description for all the buying options and all the details. And thanks for watching.